Another great challenge courtesy of Filippo, our track designer. A round of applause, everybody, for the amazing work of Filippo all season and the incredible tracks he's made us year after year after year, and also being so instrumental in the game as well. Our four dragons have been such an amazing way to end the season. Thank you, Filippo, for all you've done. And the tracks this weekend, Shillong, Xinglong, Hailong and Bailong. That's the four tracks. You'll be getting them all in DCL the game soon. But let's enjoy the white god of the West as we race around Bailong with our two remaining teams and their pilots to fight out the last drone Grand Prix of the year. Vincent Mayans, Gabriel Barrasso, Konstantin Sonnentag and their team captain David Modig. They are the world champions, Raiden Racing. To throw a bit of a spanner in the celebrations though, Silas Aaron, Cal Reefsnyder, Levi Johnson, and completing the lineup, Mason Lively, third place in the World Championship, Quad Force 1. And Raiden would love to end this with a big win in the Grand Final and complete it all, and Quad Force 1 would love to win this because they haven't won one yet so far this season. So Martin, despite the championship podium being, ready to go and decided, there are two teams here who are going to give us a fight to the end.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, and especially due to the fact that they've tied on the heat points earlier today, as they've already battled together on this track. This really could go either way. We have proof to state that it can go either way.
Vincent Mayans and Konstantin Sonnentag against Mason Lively and Cal Reefsnyder. This is the opposite pairings that we had earlier on when they raced in the round robin. Because they can nominate their pilots for the grand final in whatever order they like without knowing who they're going to race against. As it happens, these pairings are the opposite way around than they were before. So we had Mayans and Sonnentag together, but they weren't racing Lively and Reefsnyder as they are now. So let's see the other mix of all these pilots and what they can do. I love how this has worked out. We go charging around Bailong. 2 laps between these pilots, then 2 laps between the others, and then one big heat to finish the season. And Mayans charging to the front and Sonnentag coming to join him. But let's take a look as Cal Reefsnyder, Fiddy Cal, is up into second. And Silas Aaron, sorry, I beg your pardon, Mason Lively, 2 seconds behind everybody else. Hyper was flying very well on this earlier on, and Sonnentag has had a bit of a bumpy ride from time to time. Cal Reefsnyder, 0.4 of a second behind Vincent Mayans. He's a world champion, don't you know? Now they're racing down through this part, through to DCL, the Warriors pathway, not a problem. Back over the river, Fiddy Cal trying to move up, but that 0.4 of a second is still remaining. That gap not really getting any closer now. Aylesbury heading towards the trees. If there's any mistakes around the corkscrew here, that's the only thing that could really separate them. Mayans makes it. Reefsnyder doesn't, but is the only person who can catch him. It is teammate Mason Lively. Sonnentag comes in fourth. So these teams who tied in the round robin, they've gone and tied in the first race of the grand final as well.
Yeah, phenomenal race here by Mayans. I didn't catch him make any single mistakes, and his time shows almost clocking a 1 minute flat. In the back, a couple of mistakes were made. Mason Lively early on in the Warriors pathway, he crashed out, fell back behind 5 seconds. Was able to fight back as Sonnentag also made a mistake or two. And in the very last corner, both of Quad Force 1's drones were like virtually side by side, securing that second and third place in order to equalize the score for this first heat.
Here we go again. Yeah, 5 points all out of that one. So Raiden's homecoming, if you like, their chance to win a race and conclude the season. It's not quite going as smoothly for them as they would like, but they've won the big one, as we already know, so we'll carry on enjoying the action. David Modig, Gabriel Barrasso against Silas Aaron and Levi Johnson. Again, these pairs didn't race each other earlier on in the round robin. So we've got the team captains from each team, Modig and Aaron, racing off here. Then after this, the big heat. But can either team pull a small advantage right now? Let's find out. Modig and Barrasso charge to the front. Aaron and Johnson, 1 or 2 tenths per second behind them. Johnson perhaps slipping a little bit more as we've gone into the Warriors pathway, and he's having a little bit of a bumpy ride. Modig at the front, Barrasso flying very well for them. Modig having not scored as many points as he did yesterday, neither has Barrasso so far. Been a little bit of an inconsistent day for this team, but they've had a lot of pressure on them, of course, and now they get to enjoy themselves. It does seem like the training wheels have come off here. Barrasso flying away from Modig, both of them flying away from Quad Force 1, but Silas Aaron, their team captain, hasn't given up yet, although he's just lost a little bit of time. Modig, Barrasso into the slalom, chasing out over the trees to the corkscrew with a good gap between them and Quad Force 1. Now, who's going to make the win out of these two? It's not going to be the captain. Barrasso's going to beat him. Longcat's got a big smile on his face as they enjoyed that challenge between themselves. Propskull and Leviathan coming in third and eventually fourth. Raiden now got a bit of a lead ahead of the last race of the season.
Let's take a look at some of the action here. Barrasso and Modig flying virtually side by side throughout the entire race. They had the different approaches into some parts of the track, but it didn't really matter too much in terms of the time. But what did matter is that they didn't make any mistakes. Even the annoying gate, as we nicknamed it, they made it look really easy. Silas Aaron had to push hard in order to keep up with them, and pushing hard, leads to increasing your risks, cutting corners a little bit too short. Ultimately, in the Warriors pathway, the small corridor with the walls next to it, he crashed out pretty hard. So this was a pretty big difference in terms of scores. Modig and Barrasso definitely won that race in spectacular fashion, actually.
Yeah, absolutely. Barrasso getting the first, Modig getting the second, giving them the 7 points that they've been sort of hungry for all day. Not quite managed to do it. It's not been the cleanest run to the finish, but neither was it for X-Blaze, which is why Raiden have just managed to stay ahead of them. So now we go for our last race, ladies and gentlemen, of the 2021 season. Sit back and enjoy it, or get out of your feet and scream at the tellies. I don't mind either way. But it will be Raiden against Quad Force 1 in a big heat to culminate our season. And Modig wants it, and Raiden are all ahead of Quad Force 1, but then you look at the times and go, yeah, do you know what? They're all basically sharing atoms as they fly through the gates. There's not much space between anyone here. Aaron charges for Quad Force 1 through all of the pack of Raiden's yellow drones and goes to the front with Mines and Barrasso just slightly behind him. Then Marie Snyder, Sonnentag, Mason Lively, Levi Johnson, David Modig completing the lineup here. Quad Force 1 would love to get enough points out of this to beat Raiden Racing outright, as they haven't won a virtual drone Grand Prix this season. They might get this one, but to do it they've got to at least win and get quite a few more points beyond that as well. At the moment, Barrasso and Mines have got something to say about it. They're not too far ahead of Aaron, but they are ahead of Aaron. And Aaron, then Reece Snyder down in third and fourth. We're on board with fifth place Konstantin Sonnentag to get their view, but at the front, Vincent Meyer sees Barrasso just in his peripheral vision as he weaves his way down through the Breitling Gate and remembers it's 3 laps. So he charges along here. Konstantin Sonnentag, as we were watching now, he's got Reece Snyder in front of him. Aaron's a little way ahead of that, but Ryan's is still in front of him. Maybe we can go on board with Silas Aaron, who's leading the charge for Quad Force 1, who's now been passed by Sonnentag and Barrasso. Reece Snyder's moving up through it as well. It's all starting to come a little bit undone for Quad Force 1 here. And Modig is at the back of it for Raiden Racing. He won't want to finish there, but there's not much time for him to do anything about it. Mayans gets another win. There goes Thunder. Barrasso comes in second, then pilots of Quad Force 1, Reece Snyder, Aaron and Lively, Modig, Sonnentag, and at the back, Levi Johnson. It's a 1-2 for Raiden. Look at Vincent Meyer celebrating, as he should. The new world champion team, Raiden Racing, beat out Quad Force 1 in the last race of the season.
Yeah, in spectacular fashion as well. David Modig, he actually had a great start. He was leading the race for a second until he crashed out in the Warriors pathway, as we subtitled it. Barroso and Mayans, though, absolutely on another level, and Silas Aaron, who has proven to have at least the speed they have in practice, was never able to catch them again, and they were able to secure a solid victory here for Raiden and end their season in absolute spectacular and dominant fashion.
What an amazing season it's been. We could say that over and over again as we enjoy the last moments of the last race of the season. And it is a big win for Raiden over Quad Force 1 to end things 19 points to 11. A big win over that team. When these two teams raced in a final earlier on, it was not that one-sided. Congratulations, the Drone Grand Prix winners and the champions. The Drone Champions League World Champions of 2021 from Japan, Raiden Racing! Finally, they can let the emotions flow as the black and yellow confetti falls down. It is Raiden Racing who are the new world champions. Welcome, guys. Top step, big podium, big title, maximum prize money. It's all yours.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a day it's been. This title has been yours since the excellent performance you showed us in the round robin stages earlier on, and now a great racing to finish it off. Guys, where do we start? David, Modig, Longcat, and all of your family, as well as the Raiden Racing guys. You're the world champions!
Wow. Yeah. I don't have any words. Like, this dream come true.
It means so much to you guys, I know, and perhaps, like, throughout the season, since let's say the first stops of the season, it looked like Raiden have got something bigger and better and faster this year. Still a world championship back at the start of the season. Maybe that was a dream, a little bit too far, but look what you've done.
Yeah. Like at the start of the season, our team manager, he went to all of us and said, I want to win this season, and we all thought, well, yeah, maybe, but here we are.
Absolutely, and you've done it. Gabriel, so many people want to see you here on the stream as well. You've got so many fans. How does a world championship feel? It's yours.
I don't know, it feels pretty good. Feels amazing.
You reckon you can try that on? You can carry that off, I think?
Yep, I definitely can. Let's go. Insane.
Konstantin, exciting day of racing as it has been with Raiden throughout the season. You've always been there, always fighting, never giving up to the end. You must be delighted.
Yes, I'm so happy. Like, I've seen how we've worked up ourselves from like 2019 where we got the last and now the first. It's so crazy to see.
And Thunder, you've been with us for a number of years now. We've seen great performances. I remember you many times being at the front of it, fighting your way to the win. A few times then checking your hair looks okay on camera as soon as you've won a race as well, which is fine. But Thunder, like, amazing racing. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you so much. I thought a lot of times on the dream, but now that we are all here, it's hard to understand that we are world champions. It's an amazing feeling.
Yeah, not only that, but Vincent Mayans, you are the runner-up in the DCL Pilot of the Year competition as well. Congratulations for that.
Wow. Good job.
Oh, yeah.
Good job, Vincent.
You are 10 points behind MCK. You scored 192 points for Raiden Racing. Congratulations for that. And David, you're in the top 10 as well. Congratulations. But Mayans is the runner-up. You look surprised. You, Katera, owner of Raiden Racing, my friend. We've known each other for a number...
V? めっちゃ素敵ですねってフランス語に翻訳して。C'est vraiment sympa. Merci.
あなたらしさもっと自由に Google Pixel 6。
number of years now. I'll never forget the kind hospitality you showed me that time I was in Japan, in Tokyo, with a different event. But you, Katera, back then, years ago, like this seemed, you know, maybe an impossibility. And in 2019, you didn't score any points. How have you done it? I don't think we can hear you. I don't know if you're on mute there. We'd love to hear from you. How has this happened?
Can you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Yeah, how have you done this amazing thing?
And he's gone again.
Can you hear me?
Now we can hear you.
Yeah, he's back again.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
No.
Hello.
Yes,
Oh,
yes, we can hear you.
Hello.
We hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you. Tell me words. I think communication between the team has clearly been the reason for all the success there. Please tell him how delighted I am for him. Guys, David Modig,
All right.
Vincent Mayans, Konstantin Sonnentag, Gabriel Barrasso, and with Evan de Sotel winning in the Women's Cup for you as well. You, Raiden Racing, are the 2021 DCL champions!
Feels so good.
Oh, wow.